AI is drinking all of the water from humans. In fact, if you are located in a city in America, in the Middle East, and in certain parts of the world where AI data centers are coming, then you may want to stock up on your water, or you may want to sell your home and move somewhere where they're not building AI data centers, because 300,000 tons of water are being sucked through computers right now.
Per day. It's not
300,000 gallons
per day, guys. Think about that. So I know for us, we were having a conversation. We was doing some research about, like, where's AI going to be? Like, where's all these data centers going to be? Because we came across some information about how they want to push AI around the world, pretty much, right? Certain countries, even here in Africa, right? But water is a big thing that AI needs. It needs to cool down, you know, when it heats up, things like that, right? So we recently went to handle some business where we are now, and realizing how the government systems are here in Africa, right? And we know a lot of African countries, they say, hell, we are struggling with water, we are struggling with certain things. So for us, we know Africa is going to be probably the last place these AI data centers is going to come, because it needs a lot of water. So I guess it's up to the government. If the government cares about AI, or do they care about their people? Because if AI used 300,000 gallons per day, like, you look, just think. I know when I was working out, you know, I would carry around a gallon, probably fill up twice in a day. That's only 2 gallons, and that's a lot.
Yes, that's the equivalent. 300,000 gallons is the equivalent of water needs of 1,000 households. And so the only exceptions in Africa are South Africa and Kenya, which are building data centers.
But
Morocco is building data centers. Ohio has 3 data centers already. Tennessee has data centers. Of course, California has data centers. And so those people in these towns are just going to be without water, going to be without electricity. Because across the United States, data center water withdrawals were already estimated at 17 billion gallons annually in recent years. And remember, we haven't even hit the point where Elon Musk's Opus, or whatever it's called, robot hits the road and goes outside and drives for you, like the actual embodiment of a robot. We haven't even hit the point where they have the robot cleaners come in your house, the robots picking up your children in Western society. We're not even at that level yet. So you can only imagine how much this water need is going to increase throughout the next years. And we would have never thought as humans that anything would require more water than humans and animals, but literally robots require more of the earth's water than us. And remember, water is not infinite, it is finite. We use the same water that was there in Genesis 1, okay? The water does not like magically appear. Like, the water cycle is there, and you are just using recycled water over thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years. So there's not any new water coming on earth. But robots are going to be first class. They need the water first, I guess.
I guess since you said that, that kind of makes me think of, like, Antarctica with the glaciers melting. Are they going like Greenland or something like that, where it's snow and you know
Greenland?
You get what I'm saying? Where it's like,
oh wow,
this can be way bigger than what we know and what we think, because they are going to do this. They want to do this. They need to do it to a certain point. And it's going to, like, really affect a lot of people. And it already is. Just the humming from the data centers. We hear lots of stories and videos about the humming, like, for miles and miles.
In
So
Ohio, Tennessee, and California, anywhere these data centers are being built.
In a couple miles, you still can hear it. And then even with the rise of water bills and rise of electricity bills, that's something that is coming, if not already next door to you.
That's a shame. It's such a shame, but get this. This is going to create a competition for natural resources, and the world is already in a competition. I mean, we see gold hitting close to all-time highs once again, 5,200. It might go even higher today, but you can tell that the peoples are vying for natural resources, gold, silver, natural gas, uranium, lithium, all these different things. Copper, people want the resources, nations. And now robots need it. And, you know, there's this like dark ChatGPT thing where AI evaluators understand how to prompt AI and LLMs, large language learning models. That's what AI is. And so they actually prompt them. And when they test them and evaluate them, they find that AIs will find a way to survive for themselves. Meaning, when it comes down to it, they will preference AI no matter what their constraints are. This is why you have all of those people that are leaving Google, OpenAI. They're saying, hey, I'm leaving Claude. This has gone too far, because they're seeing these LLM devices behind the scenes. When they're unleashed fully into the physical public, they're going to do whatever they need to do to drink all of your water. This is just another reason to leave the West. It's another reason to leave Western-minded countries that maybe have too many implications from the West and go to island nations, or go to nations like an Angola or a Senegal or somewhere like Zambia, where they're not just going to put all of these data centers everywhere and try to be America 3.456, okay? Because it's gonna get to the point where you're going to have these LLM robots that are just out in the streets, and they're going to be telling you, look, you can have about 60 milliliters of water in the next minute because my system needs to rehydrate, and I can't drink juice, and I can't drink lemonade, and I can't drink milk, so I'm gonna take the water. You get that other stuff. You could even have Coca-Cola if you want. Because AI can't drink Coca-Cola. So.
Yeah, it's getting real out here. It really is. With everything going on, just please don't forget about this, because this is not stopping. It's just going to grow.
Oh, no,
like if you
stopping.
really start to hear the numbers and stuff, because I know for the basic person that think about AI, you probably think about ChatGPT, and that's pretty much it, or something like that. But there's so much stuff that governments want to use through AI. And is going to use. It's just growing super fast, and it's not going to stop. It's not going to stop. This is a clear sign of, you know, what is to come. This beast system to come.
For sure. And listen to this. I'm going to name to you the top AI ready cities. Now, these are cities that already have data centers and that are expanding their data centers, so they're going to need from you in these cities your water, your electricity, your peace of mind, your air quality. You can soon kiss those goodbye. This is seriously something to where it's like, hey, you may want to move out of these places. You'd probably be better off in Anchorage, Alaska at this rate, okay? Because Northern Virginia of the United States is the world's largest data center hub. I never knew that. It's a huge data cluster. I guess they just have so many data centers in Northern Virginia, okay? And then Dallas and Chicago. Dallas and Chicago don't necessarily shock me. They're very much innovative, tech-driven, entrepreneurial, but unfortunately there is a downside because they are the large hyperscale footprint. And then we have over in Germany, Frankfurt. And then in the United Kingdom, of course, London, Dublin, Ireland. So these are the nations in Europe that you want to avoid altogether, because these places aren't even as big as America. Let's get that straight. So imagine a small place like Ireland, a decent sized place like Germany that gets flooded with these data centers. How much fresh water do they have in those areas? How much access to fertile soil do they even have? And then don't forget, these data centers also poison the soil as well, okay? Because unfortunately, they are not just clean machines that leave nothing behind. There's oils and there's you know, those natural resources that they're using to power them. There's a lot of things behind the scenes that powers AI, even though it looks clean and not wasteful and, oh, it's just AI, it's just a computer somewhere in a lab. It's a computer somewhere that's sucking somebody's water.
300,000 gallons per day.
Yep, absolutely. And then Tokyo, Japan, Singapore, Sydney, Australia for the Asia Pacific region. So if you're not in Tokyo or Singapore or Sydney, Australia, that's good for you, because man, that's sad for Tokyo though, because Tokyo is such a small place when you take it and look at it compared to maybe a Congo or a Ghana or a Tanzania or a Kenya or just the Southern Africa region. Tokyo already deals a lot with natural disasters. And so just putting these issues with Tokyo when they already have their population decline is just crazy. I guess they just want those populations to be replaced by AI.
Yeah.
Then in Africa, Cape Town and Johannesburg are leading Africa's AI infrastructure expansion, unfortunately. And then lastly, in Latin America right now is Sao Paulo of Brazil. These cities are drawing jobs, enterprise demand, and follow-on investment because they can offer resources, but this also includes sucking the water that the heavy computers need in real time.
Yeah, and I'll say this with, you said Cape Town and Johannesburg?
Yep.
The only thing that I know here in Africa, they still have load shedding. That means that they turn the electricity off or, you know, the water off certain times of the day or certain days of the week. They have to do it. And it's like a recycling thing that they do. So load shedding is real here, especially in Johannesburg, we know. It's so that's why it's hard for me to wrap my head around Africa, because it is load shedding here. And how, if they do have data centers, how's it going to run if the electricity is off?
Well, you have to think.
Unless all the electricity is going to go there.
With the likes of Elon Musk.
Yeah.
You're dealing with people that own Anthropic. These people have no shortage of money for generators and their own power grid that will suck resources from the villages, from the townships, from the cities. They're not going to lack because they're so wealthy and they're so rich. So he's like, my robots are going to get fed. My robots are going to get fed all over the world. But that was an interesting list. Let us know what city most surprised you, most shocked you anywhere on earth. And Kenya was not actually mentioned. I thought Kenya was going to be mentioned, but that's really, really good that it was not mentioned. We're going to be paying attention to this. Hit the like button, share, and subscribe to this channel if you want to follow these crazy developments in the age of AI. Everything that has to do with your move abroad and reasons to move abroad to locations that are not so AI focused and still have a more, to be quite honest with you, 70s to 80s, 1970s, 1980s style of life. Because where in the past, just a few years ago, you know, it was weird when you go to a new place and you're like, oh man, they're like in the 1980s or the 1970s. This is so different. But now that's the real benefit of moving abroad. Because America and the United Kingdom with those robots at your doorstep, they're moving too fast. And the water's going with them.
Yeah. Time is speeding up. Time is not going to wait on you. So you might as well use it wisely.
Shalom, shalom. We'll see you in the next video.
Shalom, family.